I am out for the delight of being in a beautiful place like this. While I'm fishing, my concentration is often on the water and on what's happening, but I also will frequently pause and just stop and look at my surroundings and appreciate the leaves or the hillside or a little mink. You know, mink love trout streams, and you'll see a little mink walking along the shoreline, and I'll end up fishing with a mink, or I'll come around a corner and there'll be a great blue heron also out fishing in the same stream. All of our actions have consequences, right? All of our actions have costs. So that's true of day-to-day life, of every single thing you eat, but it's even also true, right, of our recreation. The fact that we drove out here to do this interview meant you were consuming fossil fuels and adding greenhouse gases to the environment. To even go out in your backyard and play touch football requires that there is a place that has been maintained for that recreational activity. Often that meant that place was, artificially flattened. It was planted with non-native grasses. Right. To all of our activities, including all of our even most benign recreational activities, have a cost to them. Everything we do in our life has a cost.
I practice catch and release fly fishing, largely because a lot of the places I go, if people caught and kept most of the fish, there wouldn't be many fish there. And I also tend to enjoy fishing there in areas where there's catch and release regulations, because often they're wild fish as opposed to stock fish. And the wild fish can be a bit more challenging to catch than the stock fish. Fly fishing and conservation and sustainability have a real complex relationship. It makes people aware that weren't previously aware of the sensitivity of the ecosystems, but it also requires, in most cases, that we use fossil fuels to get where we go, and we buy gear that has to be made and takes energy. So it's a real complex relationship. It's a good excuse to get outdoors, but it also, every time we do that, we have some negative impact on the environment too. And it's also, fly fishing, even catch and release, is a blood sport. Probably 5 to 10% of the fish that are hooked, even in catch and release, don't survive. And often you don't know that until you don't know it when you see the fish swim away, but it may be too tired or it may have been injured and you're not aware of it. So it's a lot better than fishing with bait in terms of the mortality. There's less mortality, but it still is a blood sport.
So I often have to ask, well, what is the trade-off? Hopefully when you took the time to drive out here, put wear and tear on a car that will eventually have to be replaced, you consumed the fossil fuels, you put greenhouses into the environment, that there was a change to you as a person, that you benefited in some way from this activity. And you hope even more deeply that the people who view your video will be changed, right? And so I think the same thing is true. I have to recognize that fly fishing, like gardening, or like going out and playing catch with a baseball, or going on a vacation, or going biking, any activity I have has a cost. What I have to hope, and one of the reasons I do fly fish and enjoy fly fishing, is I think there's a benefit that outweighs the cost.